Hey guys, thank you for joining me here today where we have our Council Tool Woodcraft Pack axe back home after our day out, and we're gonna clean it up. We're gonna clean up the head and treat it. We're also gonna treat the handle, and we're gonna use some of the tools that you see here. What I'm using right now, guys, is this Lansky rust eraser. I found it to work really well on rust and dirt. So it looks like we're pretty much cleaned up here. I have my water stones, my little Japanese water stones, and my Lansky puck all soaking in some water here. All we need to do is touch up the edge. We're gonna use the higher grits of water stones. So we're gonna start with the 800. I could hold it in my hand and take the stone to the axe. And the way I do that is I just find the angle and I just circle into the cutting edge. And we don't need to re-profile the axe at all. We're just touching it up. The axe came with an absolutely beautiful profile with that 25-degree flat grind. So it's a very easy axe to sharpen or to touch up. And I'll just work it on one side for a while. Kind of keep time in my head. So let's throw our stone back in the water. Flip it over. Same thing. Find the angle and we'll work from there. And as I'm holding it, I'm kind of lifting it and lowering it as I cover this edge here. And I'll usually go 2 rounds on each side, only because the blade was not damaged at all. This 5160 steel, guys, is excellent. And it held my edge very nicely after the work the other day. So now we're gonna take the 1500 grit, and I'm doing the exact same thing. So in between rounds, guys, all I did was throw my stone back in the water. And we've moved to the other side. And in holding it like this, from where I'm standing, I can look right down the edge to ensure that I'm right in line with our angle. Just like with the 800 grit, guys, we're gonna go 2 rounds on each side. Another option, guys, is you could always lay your stone flat and take your axe to the stone. I just happen to like these little Japanese water stones because you could actually take the stone to the axe with no problem. If the edge was more beat up, I have the diamond stones that I carry in my field sharpening kit, but right now we didn't need anything that aggressive. Yeah, that's nice and cleaned up, nice and sharp. The Lansky puck, guys, comes with a fine side on the top there and a coarse side there. When I'm in the field, this is all I use. And then when I get back home, I break out the Japanese water stones, my home strop, everything that's needed at home. So I did 1 pass on each side. And now we'll just go down and back 1 time. Next, guys, we're gonna go with my ceramic rod. Clean up our edge a little bit. Now this here is one of my home strops, guys. I have a few of them, but this is one of them that I made. And I'm just using my green compound, polishing compound from Harbor Freight. Anything that I do with my axe, guys, chopping, splitting, carving, fire starting, it all makes me feel at one with my axe. So when I'm stropping, especially an axe like this, it's only a 2-pound head and it's 24 inches, maybe a little bit shorter. So it's very easy to maneuver and handle in the stropping process. Stropping is my favorite thing to do, whether it be knives or axes, guys. Very satisfying. And I always cap off my sharpening session with stropping. It's the final most meditative part of the sharpening process, in my opinion. Perfect 25-degree flat grind from Council Tool. There's two schools of thought on axe sharpening, guys. I like to get all of my tools as sharp as they can be. Hair popping sharp, paper cutting sharp. To me, it's just part of the whole meditative experience of sharpening. Whereas my dad, who taught me how to sharpen, would yell at me and he would say that that's way too much for an axe. He's of the school that says that you're only going to use your axe hard the next time out, so you don't need it to shave hair, you don't need it to shave paper. And there's a lot of different things you can use for this, guys. I just happen to like using Fix and Wax. It's convenient to carry. I think it's only about $4 for a block of it from the Pathfinder store. And I use it on all my knives and all my axes, and I found that it protects really well. I would say that's nice and beautiful once again. Okay, I'm just gonna wipe the handle clean here. Make sure there's no dirt on the handle. Some boiled linseed oil. Just a dab there in my hand. Now this handle came with one coat, and then I put several coats on after that. I like to use a glove to put it on, because as I was saying earlier, I can feel myself putting it on. I can almost feel the boiled linseed oil soaking into the axe handle, into the wood. And it's all part of being one with the axe, guys. And this is very important, is to get this part right here. And then once this dries, I'll take a little bit of steel wool, a very fine steel wool, and just burn it in. You know, just use friction of the steel wool and burn in that boiled linseed oil. Our handle treatment is just about done. We treated our head with our Fix and Wax. We're all sharp now, we're all cleaned up, and we're ready for our next adventure. So what I'm gonna do is just go stick this into some wood so the boiled linseed oil can dry. And I thank you for watching me. I really appreciate it. And we will talk to you again down the road, guys. Thanks, bye-bye.